Hi, I'm Jovi. I never thought I'd be the kind of mother who would need to cut off her own daughter, but life has a way of pushing you into corners you never expected to find yourself in. 2 years post-divorce, I was finally finding my rhythm again, working as a marketing consultant, maintaining my small but cozy apartment, and sharing custody of my 15-year-old daughter Lily with my ex-husband Marcus. Mom, can you pass the salt? Lily asked, barely looking up from her phone during our Thursday night dinner. Here you go. And phone away during dinner, remember? That's our rule. I slid the salt shaker across the table, watching her roll her eyes in that particular teenage way. Dad doesn't have that rule, she muttered, reluctantly setting her phone face down beside her plate. Well, different houses, different rules, I replied, taking a bite of the lasagna I'd spent 2 hours preparing, Lily's favorite. At least it used to be. Dad and Vanessa don't have silly rules like that. They trust me to manage my own screen time, Lily said, pushing her food around her plate. I took a deep breath. Honey, it's not about trust. It's about being present with each other during the little time we have together. Whatever. Lily sighed dramatically. Vanessa says constant connection is important for developing adolescent social skills. She read a whole research paper about it for her psychology degree. The comparison stung, but I kept my expression neutral. This wasn't the first time Vanessa, Marcus's new wife of 6 months, had been elevated to expert status in our conversations. That's interesting, but in this house, that's the problem, isn't it? Lily interrupted, her voice rising. This house, this tiny apartment with the weird smell in the hallway and neighbors who fight at 2 a.m. Dad and Vanessa have a real house with a pool and a yard where I have my own bathroom. Lily, that's enough, I said firmly, setting down my fork. I know it's different, but… No, you don't know. Lily pushed her plate away. You don't know what it's like to come back here after being at Dad's. Vanessa makes breakfast every morning. Not just cereal, but actual pancakes and smoothies. She helps me with my math homework because she actually understands it. She takes me shopping and knows what stores have the cool stuff. My stomach tightened. I'm doing the best I can, Lily. The divorce changed things for both of us. Yeah, it changed things because you couldn't keep Dad happy, she snapped. You're always working or tired or complaining about money. That's not fair, I said, my voice quivering slightly. You know what's not fair? That I have to spend half my time here when I could be with Dad and Vanessa full time. Her eyes narrowed. You're a loser, Mom. Daddy's new wife is incredible and everyone knows it. Even Grandma says Vanessa is amazing. The room went silent. I stared at my daughter, this person I'd carried inside me, raised, loved through every skinned knee and nightmare, now looking at me with something between pity and disdain. Rachel told me I should expect this, I finally said, my voice quiet. She warned me that Marcus and Vanessa might be turning you against me. Aunt Rachel? She's just jealous because she's a loser too, Lily scoffed. Nobody's turning me against you. I can see the truth for myself. I stood up, gathering the plates. Go to your room, please. We'll talk when we've both calmed down. Fine. Can I have my phone back at least? No, Lily. Not tonight. She stormed off, slamming her bedroom door. I called Rachel immediately, my hands shaking as I dialed. She actually said that to you? At dinner? Rachel's voice came through, shocked and angry on my behalf. Word for word. Called me a loser and said everyone knows it, including my mother, apparently. That's parental alienation, Jovi. Marcus and his perfect new wife are poisoning her against you. What am I supposed to do? I asked, tears finally breaking free. Fight for a kid who doesn't even want to be with me? You're supposed to fight for your rights as her mother, Rachel said firmly. This isn't just about hurt feelings. This is about your ex systematically undermining your relationship with your daughter. After hanging up, I sat in the quiet kitchen, staring at the half-eaten lasagna. Something had to change. The next morning, I called in sick to work and sat across from attorney Kim Lee in her sleek downtown office. Her reputation for handling difficult custody cases had preceded her, and her direct manner was exactly what I needed. So your daughter verbally attacked you, comparing you unfavorably to her stepmother, And implied everyone, including your own mother, prefers this woman? Kim clarified, her pen poised over her legal pad. Yes, and it's not the first incident, just the worst, I explained, pulling out my phone. I've been keeping notes of concerning comments for about 3 months now. Things that seemed fed to her, not her own thoughts. Kim scrolled through the document, her expression hardening. This is textbook parental alienation. The courts take this very seriously. How's your custody arrangement currently structured? 50-50, week on, week off. And you want to change that? Kim looked up, her dark eyes assessing me. I want to protect my relationship with my daughter, I replied, my voice stronger than I felt. If that means temporarily limiting her time with people who are teaching her to disrespect and devalue me, then yes. We'll need more evidence, Kim said. Text messages, emails, witnesses who've observed concerning behavior or comments. My mother might be a problem. She's always adored Marcus. Family dynamics often complicate these cases, Kim acknowledged. Let's talk to some neutral parties. Teachers, Lily's friends' parents, anyone who might have observed interactions between all of you. Later that day, I met with Lily's English teacher, Miss Peterson, who'd always been particularly observant of her students. Lily's behavior has changed this school year, Miss Peterson confirmed, stirring her coffee. She used to be so enthusiastic about writing, but lately she's been turning in assignments late or incomplete. When I asked if everything was okay at home, she said things were perfect at her dad's but depressing at her mom's. Did she elaborate? I asked, my heart sinking. She mentioned that her stepmom helps her with assignments, implies you don't, and said something about how her dad and stepmom were her real family now. I nodded, forcing back tears. Has Marcus or Vanessa attended any school functions? They came to the fall showcase, Miss Peterson said. I overheard Vanessa introducing herself to other parents as Lily's mother. When someone mentioned you, she said something like, "Oh, Jovi's more like the weekend babysitter these days." My hands clenched around my cup. And Marcus didn't correct her? He laughed, Miss Peterson said apologetically. I found it inappropriate, which is why I remember it so clearly. Back in Kim's office the next day, I relayed this conversation along with screenshots of text messages from Marcus undermining our co-parenting schedule. This is stronger than many cases I see, Kim said, organizing the growing file. But I need to warn you, filing for a custody modification will escalate tensions. Are you prepared for that? What's the alternative? Watch my relationship with my daughter be systematically destroyed? No, you're right to act, Kim agreed. I'm just preparing you for the backlash. Have you talked to Marcus directly about your concerns? I tried last month, I said, pulling up another text thread. He dismissed me completely, said I was imagining things and that Lily was just finally seeing the truth about who's the better parent. That's helpful for our case, actually, Kim muttered, taking a photo of the text. We'll file for an emergency hearing and request a custody evaluation. As I left Kim's office, my phone rang. Marcus's number. What the hell do you think you're doing talking to Lily's teacher behind my back? He demanded without preamble. I'm her mother. I don't need your permission to speak with her teachers, I replied, trying to keep my voice level. Lily told me you took her phone away last night just because she expressed her feelings honestly. You're punishing her for preferring us. That's not what happened, and you know it. Vanessa says your insecurity is damaging Lily psychologically, Marcus continued. We're considering what options we have to protect her. Interesting timing, Marcus. I was just considering the same thing, I replied before hanging up, my resolve strengthening with every manipulative word from his mouth. 2 weeks later, we sat in a court-mandated mediation session, Marcus and Vanessa on one side of the table, me and Kim on the other, with Dr. Rosenberg, the court-appointed mediator, at the head. Before we begin, Dr. Rosenberg said, I want to emphasize that our goal is to find solutions that serve Lily's best interests. That's exactly why we're here, Vanessa jumped in. We're deeply concerned about the emotional instability Lily experiences in Jovi's care. You've known my daughter for less than a year, I said. I've been her mother for 15 years. Biology doesn't make you equipped to parent a teenager, Vanessa replied with a condescending smile. My background in psychology. Your undergraduate psychology courses don't qualify you to diagnose anyone, Kim interrupted. Especially not your stepdaughter's relationship with her mother. Marcus leaned forward. Jovi's just jealous that Lily prefers our home. We provide stability, structure. You provide undermining comments and parental alienation, Kim countered, sliding a folder toward Dr. Rosenberg. We've documented numerous instances where both of you have disparaged Miss Carter to Lily. Dr. Rosenberg reviewed the statements from Lily's teacher and my documented timeline. Mr. Davis, did you tell your daughter that her mother couldn't handle being a parent full-time? I might have said something like that, Marcus admitted. And Miss Winters, did you introduce yourself as Lily's mother at school functions? I am a maternal figure in her life, Vanessa said defensively. The history isn't complicated, I said. I am Lily's mother. You married her father 6 months ago. Lily calls me Mom when we're at home, Vanessa said with a smug smile. The revelation hit me like a physical blow. You've encouraged my daughter to call you Mom? She decided that on her own, Marcus interjected. We can't control what she calls Vanessa. But you could have discouraged it out of respect for me, I said, my voice rising. Instead, you've been systematically replacing me in her life. If you were meeting her needs properly, she wouldn't need me to fill that role, Vanessa said coldly. That's enough, Dr. Rosenberg interrupted. This exchange demonstrates precisely the concerning dynamic that's been reported. Disparaging a child's parent damages the child psychologically. We're just being honest with Lily, Marcus insisted. If Jovi can't handle hearing about her shortcomings, my shortcoming was staying married to you for 16 years, I shot back. And allowing you to manipulate our daughter the way you manipulated me. You've always played the victim, Marcus sneered. No wonder Lily sees through it now. Mr. Davis, Dr. Rosenberg warned. This is a waste of time, Marcus stood abruptly. We're the stable household. If Jovi tries to limit our time with Lily, we'll fight it with everything we have. Is that a threat? Kim asked calmly. It's a promise, Marcus growled. Jovi's not taking my daughter away from me. She's our daughter, I corrected. I'm trying to protect her from being turned against me by the two people who should be helping her maintain a healthy relationship with both parents. Vanessa stood too. This is getting us nowhere. We'll see you in court. As they stormed out, Dr. Rosenberg turned to me. That didn't go as I'd hoped, but it was revealing. I'll be including my observations in my report to the judge. Will it help? I asked. Their behavior today supports your concerns about parental alienation, she replied. The court takes that very seriously. 3 months later, I sat in the courtroom as Judge Warner delivered his ruling. The court finds substantial evidence of parental alienation by Marcus Davis and Vanessa Winters, Judge Warner stated. This behavior has created a toxic environment that is detrimental to the minor child's emotional well-being and her relationship with her mother. I glanced at Marcus and Vanessa, whose expressions had shifted from confidence to disbelief. Therefore, the court modifies the custody arrangement as follows. Primary physical custody is awarded to Jovi Carter, with Marcus Davis granted supervised visitation for 6 months, after which the court will reassess. This is outrageous! Marcus stood, his face flushed. Mr. Davis, control yourself or I'll hold you in contempt, Judge Warner warned. Both parties are ordered to complete a co-parenting course and family therapy before unsupervised visitation can resume. Outside the courtroom, Marcus approached me, his lawyer failing to hold him back. You've won this round, Jovi, but Lily will hate you for this, he hissed. You've destroyed your relationship with her completely. No, Marcus, you did that, I replied calmly. I'm going to help her rebuild and get the therapy she needs to undo the damage you've caused. I'm sorry it came to this, Vanessa said, stepping forward with an obviously rehearsed speech. We all love Lily. Can't we find a way to work together now? For her sake? You don't get to play peacemaker after what you've done, I said, looking her directly in the eyes. Your apology means nothing to me. She's trying to make things right, Marcus argued. I'm her mother. I've spent 15 years raising her, loving her, putting her needs first. You spent 6 months turning her against me. You don't get to dictate what I should do now. Kim touched my arm. Let's go, Jovi. They're not worth your energy. A week later, Rachel and I sat on my balcony after Lily's first therapy session. How's she adjusting? Rachel asked. It's hard. She's angry, confused. The therapist says that's normal. She's been manipulated by people she trusts. But the therapist thinks she'll come around? Eventually, I nodded. It might take months to repair our relationship, but now she has a chance to understand what healthy relationships actually look like. And you? How are you holding up? I'm focusing on being the parent Lily needs, even when she pushes me away. I'm not the fun parent or the cool stepmom. I'm just her mother, the one who fought for her when it would have been easier to give up. You know what that makes you? Rachel asked with a small smile. What? The opposite of a loser. I laughed for what felt like the first time in months. I don't need to be the winner. I just need to be her mom. Do you think you'll ever forgive them? Rachel asked cautiously. No. I can co-parent with Marcus when he demonstrates he can behave appropriately. I can be civil with Vanessa when necessary. But forgive them for what they did to my relationship with my daughter? Some things cross a line you can't come back from. So what now? Now we rebuild, I said simply. One day at a time. Have you ever had to fight for someone you love, even when they couldn't see they needed saving? Share your story in the comments below.